You're not wearing any jewellery, no necklaces or even a big medal or two?
Oh, I know. I bought a little bit of bling with me, so maybe I'll pull it out later.
Oh, well, I actually have a question about some of your bling and need a favour. So I'm getting married soon, and wedding bands are expensive.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, seeing as you have a few gold medals, maybe even a silver.
Do you want to melt it down?
Just a piece, just a corner.
Just a chunk.
I felt that they're
perfect.
super heavy, so I'm sure.
Absolutely, and what a cool meaning to have on your finger.
Exactly, and then you'll be part of it as
Yeah,
well.
gorgeous. I love it. All for it.
Yeah, oh man, sweet. So what's been happening?
Oh, I feel like the last 2 months, or actually no, it's been way longer than that. 3 months since the games has just flown by like crazy. And I think like when you take a break, I don't know if you feel like this, but when you take a break and it's planned and then you slowly come back to training or whatever you're doing, that's sort of been my plan. And then now we're here and all of a sudden it's almost Christmas time. And so I feel like it's been like an amazing few months, but such a crazy few months as well. Like, how do you feel about that?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's you come off this amazing high, and I tell you what, it's way nicer than the Tokyo one because we went straight into the quarantine and then into lockdown. So this one's been quite cool. We managed to celebrate with family. I went on a mean holiday. Yeah. Sail Croatia, hiking through Greece. Yeah. So that was cool.
Beautiful.
But yeah, have you managed to have any time to switch off, or have you been go since winning?
Yeah, no, I definitely have had time to switch off, and I knew that that's so important for me because I felt like what I was going to need to give to the games was like absolutely every ounce of energy in my body. And so coming back from that, like I knew that I needed to take time for myself and like doing things that really like mattered to me. So I mean, just even little things like going skiing for the first time in 3 years. Like I normally don't do that because I don't want to go out there and injure myself just doing something crazy or stupid that I shouldn't have been doing. So I feel like in my break, like it was all about just doing things that I loved and I wasn't able to do, which was so nice and really refreshing, I think. So like coming back into training, I was actually ready and refreshed because I was able to switch off and just like spend time alone or, with family or whatever I felt like I needed to do to recharge. And like, how did you feel coming off racing? Like, did you feel like you needed that time to really recharge?
Yeah, it was definitely needed. But I did an awesome holiday with my fiance and then my brother and his partner. Yeah. So that was quite cool because when you leave home, you actually don't get to spend much time with your siblings. No. You might get a weekend, maybe a Christmas period. Yeah. So we had like a whole month together. And
it looked beautiful.
It was mean. Yeah. We did catch COVID like this third day of our holiday, so that killed it.
Perfect.
But that is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
We pushed through.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. You went diving.
I did go diving. Yeah.
Mate, how was that?
It was really cool. Yeah. So that's just another one of the things that I'm just like, I don't really have the chance to do this normally, like take that time and go up there. So we went up to Tutakaka, me and a group of family, friends and my partner as well. So I did 2 out of 3 days of my qualification, but we got rained off on the second day. So I'm
Classic.
2 out of 3 days almost qualified. So I think I'll go back in December at some point and do my my third day and actually just get my qualification, which would be really fun. But I really loved being down there and I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about that. Wow. I feel like I get like nervous or like claustrophobic. And so I didn't know how I'd feel like being down in the water, and it was scary, but I think getting used to like that breathing feeling. Once I got used to that, it was like a different world. Because you've been diving before.
Yeah, I've been diving. It's funny though to hear like, people like yourself who've achieved these amazing things and then still have like a simple issue like that.
I know, like freaking out in a small space.
Human,
yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So how did you feel? Like, what are your reflections now after Paris? Like, looking back, how do you feel about the whole campaign? For you guys, it was, the first K4 in the final in 40 years.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that achievement now?
Yeah, it's been really nice to have some time to look back on it, reflect, talk to lots of different people. And I think after Tokyo, Curtis and I, we had an awesome games in the sense we went and ranked last and ended up coming 5th.
Yeah.
And we're only a second off a medal, and the goal after that was like, okay, only 1 second over 3 minutes or so. We could definitely pull a medal out. Yeah. But we also wanted to take more boys to the Olympics. So we had this great idea. hard, difficult task of qualifying a K4, which hadn't been done in ages, 32 years. So, yeah, that was the goal. But as you know, these things aren't always straightforward and so many challenges along the way. And qualifying the K4 was really difficult.
Journey.
Yeah, the journey was crazy. But, you know, we managed to do it in the end and went into these Olympics ranked last again. So I think, a lot of people had, I guess, written off the idea that we could make a final. So making that final was very special. Not winning the medal certainly hurt, but I've come up with an analogy for that. And I guess if your goal was to climb Mount Everest and you've trained for years, saved up lots of money, invested all your time, and you start climbing and week after week you get closer to the top. And then maybe you're like 20 meters from the top and a massive storm comes in and you can't get there and the mountain's basically decided, that's it. You're not in control of that situation, but you look out from there and like the world's below you. You're basically at the top of the world. I guess for us, like making that final, not getting a medal, it's still the process of getting there was awesome, and just really special to finally have a men's K4 racing again at the Olympics. So hopefully that leads to great things for our sport in the men's division.
Absolutely. I think that's like a beautiful way to look at it and like actually acknowledge the journey and what it takes to get to that point to begin with. And like not getting a medal, coming home with that for you guys obviously is tough, but like being able to flip that around and look at it from that other perspective as well. So I think that's really powerful.
So speaking of journeys, you and ours wasn't straightforward, but you had an amazing result from your Olympics, but yours wasn't straightforward prior. Like I remember seeing you in the physio room in Cambridge, and I was going, man, how is Ellesse going to turn this around? Absolutely broken. And when was that?
In February. So I think for me, like reflecting on my journey and obviously now like knowing what's happened in Paris, but looking back to, February, March when I was like off the bike, I wasn't doing much at all with a concussion and broken collarbone. And so that was a real tough time that I feel like I just soldiered on through because, there was no other option. And we were
how long was that period?
I reckon honestly, now I can't even remember
because
I was
so
just
concussed.
full straightforward. I was concussed. So I didn't know what was going on.
So for a little bit of perspective, we were both on physio tables at different points, but sometimes this, at the same time, and you would come over and say, hey, it's all right if we turn off all the lights in this room so that it wouldn't mess with your concussion. Like it was pretty serious.
Yeah, it was really niggly to navigate. And then just even trying to find ways to entertain myself when you actually can't do anything. So it's like, going through all of that was really tough. But I think maybe more so like looking in from the outside, like I was just going forward and I was dealing with it. But like Josh, my partner, like was the one that had to like watch it from a healthy perspective. And so I was probably just like, okay, like here we go. Here's my journey. All right, we're going on forward. And then he's just like, holy, like watching it from the outside, changing my bandages in the middle of the night, like all of that stuff. And so, it was a real journey. But getting to Paris and like looking back on that now is just like so important to acknowledge that it's just not straightforward and it's not perfect. And even if it's not, like beautiful things can come from that. So, I think that's like a real major reflection from the games is, being able to look back on that time and remembering when I literally couldn't do this with like even 1 kg. It was just like I couldn't even move my arm like that. So it's just like, those little things is just incredible to look back on, and it's all part of our journey and we all have one and it all looks crazy and different, but it's important to sort of acknowledge that.
And it makes for a bloody good story.
It is.
The best part.
Yeah, absolutely. How did you feel? And I know how I felt, but being at the games and then thinking about what we'd done, last year over the past, year and a half with the creation of Ain't Just Dreaming, like how did you feel like that tied into your games?
Oh man, I've had the privilege of talking about 30 schools in the last month, so I've seen lots of different kids, and it's mainly primary school and intermediate.
Yeah.
And it's been great to reflect with the song because I talked to them about the song, and a lot of that, I guess the lyrics and the content of the meaning of the song is about how at some point, you and I were 10 and 11 years old.
Yeah.
You might have just started track cycling, I was sprinting in kayaks. but I never thought it would lead to the Olympics. I was only doing it because I enjoyed it, and we'd bike home after training, get like pies and ice cream.
Yeah.
It was not serious at all. And this is what I tell the kids, like, you don't have to take it too seriously when you're young, but just show up. Keep showing
100%.
up, because you don't know what that dream will lead to.
Exactly, and I feel like fueling that passion as well. Like if you have the passion for whatever you're doing, you have the drive and you enjoy it, just go with that and like have fun, and like that, you like you say, you just have no idea where that's going to lead you. And I feel like, I was the same. Like I loved sport growing up, and I just kind of had fun and did everything. And then one day I tried cycling, and I feel like it just clicked with me and my body, and I sort of just went from there. But like it was just so cool, like growing up as such a sporty kid.
There's like the lyric that this moment's so true they wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
Like the they part is almost, 10 years ago,
100%.
20 years ago.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
no
everyone,
way.
anyone like looking at your journey, like now, or my journey now, who knows us or has known us for a very long time, it's like what has just happened in the past, like.
So did you listen to the song prior to racing?
I did listen to it, and I feel like it was really special to think. It was quite emotional, I feel, to like listen to.
It was real emotional.
Yeah, and be in that moment and be like, this is what we were talking about when we were writing the lyrics, like how is it going to feel, and almost like trying to predict how is it going to feel, although like we both had experience at Tokyo, but what's it going to be like to go to the games second time and be on that world stage. And so I really connected with quite a few of the lyrics. I was like, that's our vision. I understand.
Yeah.
We knew what we were doing. But
so I got a cool experience and story. So when we miss out on regional qualifying for the Olympics, in our sport, basically there's one race, and if you don't make the final, that's it. There's no points to get in. So it's a one-off. Real brutal, but we came fourth in our semi-final. We needed to come third, and the boat that knocked us out was the Danish crew. Real nice guys, but so we were gutted to miss out. Had we been in another semi-final, we would have made it through. So it was quite ruthless. But at the Olympics, we were warming up for our first day of racing, and the Danish team have this big speaker, and we would always throw the rugby ball as part of like our connection as a team. And the Danish boys were often like dancing or doing funny things with their speaker. And then I just hear Ain't Just Dreaming come on their speaker. And I was just like, that's so cool to hear, I guess, a song that we wrote at the Olympics, but also another team playing it, and a team that is very competitive. And we had challenges against. It just shows the beauty of sport. Like when you're racing, like they're your worst enemy. Like you're going to beat them. But then off the field, it's like this beautiful, like you're just mates, and you're all quite like-minded people. So hearing those boys play that was super cool. Yeah,
that's special. I also heard it on a speaker at the games when we were heading into the buses to go to the closing ceremony. And so we were walking with the whole New Zealand team, and I don't know if you heard it, but
nah, I still haven't heard it live, but my mum will send me videos from supermarkets.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I heard it in the supermarket the other day for the first time, and I was like, this is great. So I just like stood there and I was like, hold on. As my voice just booming over the speaker. So a very surreal experience, I feel. But cool to be able to reflect on. And what I'm very excited about is being able to reflect on that, the song and the lyrics with other athletes as well. So a little bit of that to come as well.
Yes, today's going to be very exciting, talking to some special people who certainly weren't just dreaming.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think that's going to be cool. I feel like just, looking at our vision and what that sort of resulted in with the song, but how other people sort of resonate with that now as well. So exciting things to come.
Yeah. Well, and I guess like when we wrote the song, we wanted it to be about sport, but we just wanted it to be applicable to anyone.
Absolutely.
Any dream. So I think today's really going to capture that. Like it's not just our dreams, the whole team.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.